Welcome to another Azure Guide video, where hands-on learning is priority one. I'm an Azure administrator, an Azure security engineer, as well as an Azure solutions architect. Welcome to Lab 1 of CKAD. As you might know, there are CKAD questions in my subscription. The labs differ from the questions in the sense they are less complex, faster, and easier. I will post some community's content in the labs. The questions are meant to simulate the actual CKAD exam experience, while the labs are more of a learning experience. Okay, our first task is to create a namespace named web, but we need to use the declarative approach. So, meaning using a file. So let's say kubectl create namespace. And let's just suppose we don't really know what else to do. We get a nice little example. So help is your friend in the exam. So it looks like we could do kubectl create namespace, and we're going to call it web. And then we want to create a YAML file out of this, so we're going to do a dry run equals client. And if you haven't seen this before, go ahead and watch some of my questions. Dry run equals clients dash o YAML. That will give us the YAML output, but then we want to pipe it to a file. So we're going to call this lab 5a YAML. Now let's go look at that YAML file. Lab 5a YAML. And you can see we got our namespace called web. And we don't really need this in here, so we'll get rid of it. But that gives us our file that we need. We'll go ahead and file, save, and then close editor. And I'll clear my screen. And then we'll say kubectl create /f and lab 5a YAML. And you can see our namespace was created. Then you could also do a kube get namespace, and you see that the namespace was created. All right, that's the end of task one. Okay, we're ready for task two, which is in this namespace web, create an Nginx web server as a pod. All right, so we're going to say kubectl create deployment, and we'll just call it deployment Nginx web with image equal to Nginx, and then we want our dry run again, so we create a YAML file. And we'll just call this one lab 5 YAML. I think we got everything we need. Then we'll say code lab 5 YAML. And see what we need to change here. Labels. We need to add a namespace to this. And we add a namespace in here. Let's suppose we don't know where namespace goes. Again, we can use our friend help. kubectl explain deployment, and let's try spec for right here. And we've got template, strategy, selector, nothing there. Let's just try deployment. Nothing there. How about metadata under namespace? So we now know that namespace goes under metadata. So I'm just going to replace this one. Namespace. And we want it to be in a namespace called web. So we'll do another save, close editor. Let's do a clear. And then let's do a kubectl create /f lab5 yaml. And this should create our pod for us in the namespace web. Of course, we don't see it there because we want to see kubectl get pods. And this, I think you say namespace equal web. There we go. And there's our pod. So lab all done. Good job.